then I guess it's time we move on to the have scenes.
We're gonna have seen a half scene. Jordan, you should do the story of Toy.
Oh, that was always the plan.
Good, you should do that first.
Because the first one that I saw was Toy Story.
Was
Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Establish a recon post downstairs.
Code Red, repeat. We are at Code Red. Recon Plan Charlie. Execute. Move, 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 move. It's a big one.
Walt Disney Pictures presents
Star Command, come in. Do you read me?
the story of two toys
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
headed for a showdown.
My name is Woody. This is my spot.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace.
You are a child's plaything.
the story
So
of
fun
Toy.
story. Fun story about this toy is that originally it was going to be Tinny, and Woody was going to be a ventriloquist doll, and that didn't pan out. And then there's the Black Friday cut, where man, Woody was a monster.
The Black
Woody-
Friday cut. The
Woody
infamous Black
intentionally
Friday cut.
tosses Woody or tosses Buzz out the window, and then the rest of the toys are just mean, and he's mean, and it's all mean. And I'm like, for a thing that was supposed to be for children, I don't know why they ever thought this was a good idea.
Wait, so did you actually watch the Black Friday cut?
There's a little clip of it, a small clip of it, which is on YouTube that you can watch.
That's funny.
Where you see it's the storyboarding where Woody tosses, like he grabs Buzz's hand and he tosses him out the window, and then he's up on the bed, and Mr. Potato and Ham and them get up on the bed, and he's like, hey, like, what are you doing? Off the bed! And then he's like, Slinky, get up here, get them off the bed, and he's acting like a real.
Oh yeah, I have
Yeah.
seen that, and it's still voiced by Tom Hanks, and it sounds awful.
Yeah. It sounds so jarring,
I've
and
seen a
it's
couple
so
of them.
bad, and
My favorite one is the one where he's the ventriloquist dummy, and Buzz is the little toy, and he knocks him behind the desk, and he's like, "I'll never find him back there," and he's just got his hand behind his back, and he's,
Hi, pal. What you doing?
I'm Tempest from Mars.
Yeah, what's his butt? Say, you weren't thinking of flying, were you?
Well,
You know Andy loves toys that can fly.
really? Well then, to infinity and beyond.
You know, Andy loves toys that he can find.
awful.
yeah, and I'm just like, man, I am glad that they changed it and that we got the version that we did,
Right?
because the real version.
I need you to
What?
move your camera up, because right now we're getting like the bottom half of your face. There we go.
You're getting the Batman effect,
There we go. Now I
where
can see the whole head.
you get just the chin
There
and the logo. You got the logo.
got the logo. There we go.
Yeah, no, this movie is. I mean, it revolutionized it.
Absolutely.
3D movie, like it was a game changer, and
Absolutely. It is
And
starting
somewhat-
to look slightly dated. I will concede that.
well, I mean, it
Poor
did come out in
Pixar.
1995.
Poor Pixar could not animate humans to save their lives.
No one could at that time.
It's rough. That's good.
It was a brand new adventure.
Buzz Lightyear.
Not a flying toy.
Not a flying toy.
Yeah, I mean, oh man. So what can be said about this one?
My thing is, like, I was a child in 1995, and we never all gathered around one single action figure that we tossed on a bed. That never happened.
I mean, to be fair, at 1995, when I was 4 years old, by all definitions, we were kind of poor.
Yeah, but even then.
So we didn't have the newest, brand new. We didn't have the Rock'em Sock'ems, like the you put the rubber things on your hand, you beat your siblings. We didn't have the fanciest brand new. So maybe if we had, then because the point of Buzz is he is supposed to be like a brand new, like literally just off the shelf toy, right? So yeah, no one else would have had him. You would have been cool. You would have
Yeah.
been like Andy would have been the popular kid.
See,
And then there's poor Sid, the underprivileged kid who lives next door, whose dad is day drinking in the middle of the day, asleep in front of the
his
TV.
dad is day
Um,
drinking. I think I pointed that out
and
last
and
time.
and whose parents don't supervise him and let him buy explosives and play with them in the backyard, who gets traumatized by living toys.
I mean, it's true.
So all I'm saying is that the fact that they both live side by side is kind of unbelievable.
Yeah, he's too old for it to be cute. It's a serious problem at his age.
Also, fun behind the scenes story about how movies can influence children into doing stupid things. Um, I have a vivid memory of this, of uh, upstairs in one of our bedrooms after having watched this movie. I attempted to recreate the scene where Sid bangs his head against the window, and I did that, and it cracked the window. And then my mother had to replace the window and was like, "What were you doing?" And like was checking my forehead for shattered glass.
Whoops.
I will never forget that. And my uncle at the time, I believe, worked with glass and was able to repair it for cheap. But
Whoops.
yeah, no, children will imitate things they see in movies. I know because I did.
It's true. It's true. Yo, but can you see the hat? I am Mrs. Nesbit.
Nesbit.
Was the hat too much?
That
Years of
was too much,
academy
wasn't it?
training ruined.
Years of academy training. And that's Toy Story 1, which, I mean, there's going to be a fifth one.
There's gonna be a fifth one. So that just leads lovely into Toy Story 2.
It's too fast. How could you even tell what's on?
Too late, I'm in the 40s. Gotta go around the horn. Faster.
Sound area. Wait. What? He's stealing Woody. What? Somebody do something.
Woody was kidnapped.
Woody once risked his life to save me. I couldn't call myself his friend if I were willing to do the same.
I'm packing you your angry eyes, just in case.
Let's move! Geronimo!
To infinity
And beyond.
Don't talk to any toy you don't know!
And it's funny, speaking of Toy Story 5, when we talked about Toy Story 4, and we were like, oh, that's the period where you start picking apart the universe. And, like, this movie is kind of where you start to pick apart the universe, because in Toy Story 1, I'm not recapping the plot of Toy Story 2, you've all seen it. But in Toy Story 1, Rex knows that he's from a factory in Japan. Japan, right?
I'm from Mattel. Well, I'm not really from Mattel. I'm from a subsidiary of Mattel,
Right.
Mattel, which is yada, 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 yada.
So, you're left with the question. You're left with the question, why does Buzz think he's a real space ranger? And what is that? Is he the only one that happens to? So then in this one, you find out that Woody has this intricate backstory where he's part of a ensemble television series that he doesn't remember that he's a part of. Why doesn't
He doesn't know that he's a part
Right.
of, not remember.
Why doesn't he know? Well, yeah, but okay. I'm going to say remember, because if the logic is that when they become... you would assume that, like Buzz, he thought he was Woody, right? If he is a character from a thing, then you would assume that, like Buzz, when he was initially created, he would think that he was Woody, right? So he doesn't remember thinking he was Woody.
We're gonna go off the logic because we're on the second one. We're gonna there's no 3, there's no 4. So we're gonna just go off of what we see in 1 and 2. Yes, I would at this point in time, having seen what we saw in the first one, assume that all of the toys at some point, depending, and maybe it's influenced by how much character, but then you could argue if it's based off of the child's belief, maybe the reason why Buzz thinks he's so real is because Andy has the box which has the story on it, and so he knows the story of Buzz, and that puts that puts his belief into And so maybe the reason why Woody doesn't know the backstory is because Andy didn't know the backstory, and thus Woody doesn't know the backstory.
Your thing falls apart when Rex knows that he's from Mattel, but not Mattel, a subsidiary of Mattel. How does Rex have that information about himself? He
But
just
see,
knows it.
we know, no. We know that the toys are living a day-to-day life. So like you could infer because they watch TV and stuff, right? Like
Okay, yeah.
especially in the second one, we see that they watch TV. So I mean, Rex could have just found out from TV.
So that's my number one thing is why doesn't Woody know this backstory that he clearly, according to the rules of this universe, should know. Also, and this is a conclusion I came to. Everyone is like, Beauty and the Beast is Stockholm Syndrome. No, this movie is fucking Stockholm Syndrome. Okay, this movie is Stockholm Syndrome. This is my hot take. Buzz is a kidnapped victim who begins to identify with his kidnappers and go against his very wishes and is ultimately brainwashed into wanting to go to Japan. When he initially shows up there, he doesn't want to go to Japan.
Oh,
the
you
only
mean
reason why
you
he
mean
wants
Woody?
to, yeah, Woody. Woody is Stockholm Syndrome. He has Stockholm Syndrome in this movie. He is identified with his kidnappers.
You know what? I can see the argument.
He has identified when he initially shows up. He does not. He wants to go home, but then by the end of his time there, they gaslit him into wanting and guilted him into wanting to go and brainwashed him into wanting to go to Japan.
I would go one step further, and this is kind of even reinforced with a particular scene in the movie. I would go one step further and say it's not just Stockholm Syndrome; it's a cult.
I'm just saying, it's a cult.
Woody joins a cult.
Woody joins a cult
because
with a sad
like
song.
there's literally the scene where they're all walking towards him with a creepy like smiley face as they're slowly walking towards him and are like, "Join us, Woody. Join our cult."
I found myself frustrated with Jesse, who kept trying to make Woody feel like shit for something he didn't choose. Like, he didn't choose to be here. He was kidnapped. And you're making me feel guilty for not wanting
He's property, Justin. He was stolen.
He was kidnapped. It makes me feel better to say kidnapped. He was kidnapped, and he's here against his will, and you're gonna make him feel like shit for wanting to go home
to his kid that he still has.
That he still has. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Jesse?
I mean, she drank the Kool-Aid. She joined the cult.
Part of the cult.
One of us.
I suppose you can't talk about Toy Story 2 without talking about the fact that it nearly got deleted. It nearly got deleted off of somebody, and some random Pixar employee saved it. It also was initially
Wait, like during production?
Yeah,
or?
During production. Yeah, it was on like some sort of hard drive. Did you not know
that? Someone almost got fired.
Yeah, they almost had to remake the whole thing. It was also initially.
No, I didn't know that.
It was also initially supposed to be a straight to DVD movie, which you can absolutely tell, and it also was rewritten. It initially was going to be a Buzz movie, and then they rewrote it to be a Woody movie. There's a video out there. I'll send it to you whenever I think of it. That's about the original version of it, which was mainly a Buzz movie, and you can kind of tell because there's a lot of like conflicting story themes of like, okay, so it appears to be about like learning to accept the passage of time, but then there's also a little bit about how the toys take Woody for granted. So it just kind of feels like at one point that's what the movie was about. The movie was about him feeling underappreciated because the whole him being a star of his own show thing, it seems to be payoff to a story bit that isn't in the previous movie. Like him being all excited about being a famous star of a show has nothing to do with his storyline.
His fear of being replaced.
Of being replaced or being broken. That has nothing to do with that storyline. And so it feels like Stinky Pete was a villain that was added late in production. Like he feels like a late addition to the script where like they needed a villain and his whole bit about being against space toys. Like those are all conflicting ideas that feel like they're from a different script.
I never thought about that.
The other thing is the movie wants you to think that Al is a loser by the fact that he's passed out in front of the television with Cheetos all over his fingers. But I'm just saying.
Oh, not just that. It's also because he's fat.
And he's fat. That too.
He's a fat, overweight man who is sitting in front of the TV with cheesy fingers and plays with toys. So you're supposed to perceive him as a loser,
right? Even though he has a successful business with multiple employees who open the store while he's not there. Like that is a market size business. That's not like a little like street corner store. That's like a Toys R Us level like size store. Like it's a decent sized store. He is successful.
I'm just saying, like even if he's just the manager, then he's still doing well.
Right? Like, what am I gonna say? Am I gonna say that him stealing Woody ultimately is like wrong? If you look at this from the perspective of the toys aren't alive, am I gonna say him stealing Woody is wrong from that child? Yeah, it's obviously wrong. But also like from his perspective, he put those very expensive products on a plane, got to Japan, and they just disappeared.
They're just gone.
Like you know how much money they're worth?
His cases are and it's not even just that it would have appeared like the cases were lost, because no, the cases would have showed up.
Oh, that's
it's
true.
Just the cases would have just been empty. So it would have, by all appearances, looked like one of the people at the airport stole his property.
Yeah, just stole his. And it's not even
I'm just saying, my man Al is absolutely suing that airport, company, and making so much money, potentially enough money to buy said air travel carrier.
That's what I'm saying. Because you're right. That's a valid point. It's not all of the stuff that just disappeared. It's just Stinky Pete.
It's just Stinky Pete, James or Jesse, the Bullseye, and Woody.
Right, like the central.
The cases are still there.
Right? Along with all the rest of the merchandise. But they're gone. So you're right. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, from his perspective, it looks like someone at the airline opened up the cases and stole them. That's even worse.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, the cases would absolutely arrive there. That's so funny. Also, the fact that the Wheezy is Robert Goulet is also funny.
I feel a song coming on.
Yeah, I definitely think it's like the lesser thought of Toy Story movie, because everyone talks about the first one and the third one. It definitely is like that redheaded stepchild.
This is the ugly stepchild. Yeah, the middle child.
The middle child of it. It's also funny. The Disney Plus version cuts out. It's also the era of Pixar movies, which I personally think they should bring back, where they animated bloopers.
This one has the Bugs Life one.
Yeah, which is like, when you think about it, it's really funny because bloopers are organic. Like, you don't fake those. Like, they happen organically. So a lot of these bloopers are like laughs, right? They would have had to like think these out and fake them and act them and
yeah. And in terms of like ones like this where it's the Bugs Life people, you would have had to bring in the Bugs Life people specifically to do these bloopers.
Right. But the Disney
bloopers slash cameos, because in terms of like this, I consider it a cameo.
Right. Although their scale felt weird. I'm like, I don't think they're that small.
I don't know. They're bugs.
But there's a joke that the Disney Plus version cut out. They cut out. There's a casting couch joke.
Oh yeah.
That they cut out
with the Barbies.
How about you?
And so you two are absolutely identical? You know, I'm sure I could get you a part in Toy Story 3. I'm sorry, are we back? Oh, all right, girls. Lovely talking with you. Yes, anytime you'd like some tips on acting, I'd be glad to chat with you. All right, off you go then.
The Barbie dolls.
Stinky Pete, yeah. And I'm like, is that going to be in there? Nope, they very much deleted it. I understand why. But yeah, no, I had it good. Definitely worth 100%. Although it's funny, I 2 of the Toy Story movies get 100%, but the third one does not. Or the fourth one.
Which is funny to me, because I personally think, maybe this is a hot opinion, but I think the third one's better than the second one.
I agree. I think the third one's better than the second one too.
So if one of them should get the 100%, I think it's the third one, not the second one.
Right? The third one, the second one, in my opinion, kind of just like there's some fun stuff with, but it also does that thing where it does draw attention to the universe again because there's multiple versions of Buzz who all think they're Buzz Lightyear. Also, that joke about how Zurg is his father is funny now in retrospect. Buzz, I am your father. Actually, no, I'm you from the future, but an alternate because if you consider the fact that Zurg and Buzz are canonically now supposed to be the Chris Evans and the version of him from that movie. But Buzz, I am your father, but I'm not actually your father. I'm you from the future, but not you from the alternate you from an alternate future. It's confusing.
It's the Marvel version of time travel.
That's funny though.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact about the Buzz Lightyear Star Command television series: Wayne Knight, who plays Al in this movie, plays Zurg on that show.
Does he actually?
Yeah.
Huh. I never knew that. That's funny.
Yeah, it's the same voice actor. Wayne Knight, I think his name is.
Yeah, that makes sense. The guy from Jurassic Park.
Yeah. The guy from Jurassic Newman from Seinfeld. Newman. That's it. That's Toy Story 2. That's the Toy Story movies. Hey there, everybody. It's Endcard Justin here. Let me know down in the comments, do you agree? Does Woody have Stockholm Syndrome? He does. He definitely has Stockholm Syndrome. He is identifying with his captors. It is Stockholm Syndrome. Anyway, let me know down in the comments what you think. In the meantime, if you would like to see the full video that this is from, our Rotten Tomatoes 100% Is It Fresh special, click the box on the left. Or, if you want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, you can click the box on the right. And if you would like to hang around and see more videos, we post videos here every single day. You can click that subscribe button, leave us a like if you could, and we will see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.